reason to pay attention as well. A campaign led by the progressive group People for the American Way, dubbed Trumpublicans. Reject Trump and the Republicans is their slogan. Joining me now, a member of that group, Arizona Democratic Congressman Ruben Gallego is with us. Nice to see you, Congressman. Thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Explain this for us to begin with, this Trumpublican movement. What's it all about?
Well, it's basically to remind people that you cannot really separate the Republican Party from Donald Trump, especially if you are openly supporting Donald Trump. There have been some very courageous Republicans that have actually said that they're not going to support him, that they don't support his rhetoric, they don't support his viewpoints. And then there's some other Republicans that have said that, no, we're going down with this ship, and if you are, then you have to own it.
You're a Democrat, but
yes.
As I understand it, you've been friendly with John McCain. You're a military guy yourself. You have a lot in common with him. But you specifically, your group has identified him as a Trumpublican, and you're going after him. Why?
Well, I think a lot of us are very disappointed in John McCain. He's not the John McCain a lot of us knew. This is a man of integrity. This is a man that served his country honorably, has worked very closely with the Hispanic community, and for him, because of election year politics, suddenly decided that he's going to align himself with Donald Trump and not really move away from Donald Trump, and that's extremely disappointing to many of us.
You feel like he's changed his tune because of Donald Trump?
Entirely. The Donald Trump that we know is not the John McCain that would have supported him in the past. But he has done this type of rhetoric himself too. He was a border wall builder, build the border wall kind of ad guy in the 2010 election, and after that he came back and started working for comprehensive immigration reform. But now, he's, again, aligning himself with Donald Trump, and that's just not acceptable.
Well, let me play devil's advocate, though, because tomorrow is the big speech from Donald Trump, actually in Arizona, where he's going to talk about his immigration policies. And he has said again and again that he thinks the system is broken, that fundamentally the way we deal with immigration in this country just isn't working well. Do you disagree?
Well, we all agree that the system is broken, but the one way to not make it better is to throw rhetoric at the problem and try to make it look like there is only solution is mass deportation. There is a solution.
But he may not say that tomorrow. We're getting the sense that he may actually pull back from that.
Well, he's going to say everything but mass deportation, but his actions, his ideas are basically the same thing. He just won't use the words. And at the same time, it's just not a very realistic understanding of what's happening along the border and in just other parts of the country. These are mixed families. These are parents with parents that have U.S. citizen kids, and any plan that separates families is never going to be workable, and it will never really happen in the United States.
He also says, Donald Trump, that the enforcement of our immigration laws has been lenient. He accuses Clinton, actually, of leniency unprecedented in American history, are his words. Do you assume you could disagree with that completely, but are the laws being enforced?
As a matter of fact, we've had the largest amount of deportations in the last 8 years, even prior to that, 3 to 4 million people. And at the same time, you're destabilizing communities. You're separating families, all these kinds of things that are actually only going to cause more problems. And at the same time, there is no long-term solution. If you're deporting people, but you don't have a way for people to come back through temporary worker programs or to reunify families, you're going to continue having this problem in the future. And that's why Donald Trump and John McCain, by token, because he's supporting him, aren't being very realistic when it comes to immigration.
And you don't worry that by not supporting John McCain, you're helping his opponent today, his primary opponent, Kelly Ward?
I think Kelly is a formidable opponent, but there is no way, in my opinion, that she has a chance of winning this primary. And if anything, she would just be another Trumpublican, because she would also be in support of Donald Trump and has openly said it. So it's the message that really matters, not necessarily the individual. But if you are a Republican and you are aligning yourself and supporting Donald Trump, you really should be ashamed and step away from that.
We will know about the primary out there a little bit later on tonight. Democratic Congressman, almost changed your party, Democratic Congressman Ruben Gallego from Arizona. Thanks for being with us.
Thank you for having me.
Coming up, Trump's confused